Welcome back to the Nurses Beauty Review. It is a blessing today. Thank God.
Hallelujah.
That's loud.
Okay, sorry.
It's my Nursiversary. Our anniversary.
Oh my.
It's our anniversary. Made for you and me. Hey, it's my Nursiversary today. I cannot believe it. I am so blessed to have been a nurse for 4 years now. It's a blessing to have made it this far in my career. And the only person I have to give thanks for is to God. Cause I don't think I would have been a nurse without his guidance, without his deliverance, without his steps. God has definitely laid the path for me when it came to my career. And I had this set in stone since I was 16. But today we gonna celebrate my anniversary. Made for you and me.
Oh, hell no.
Yes, this is a very special day to celebrate the Nurses Beauty Review because I'm a nurse. So I'm just gonna jump in a little background of how my career got started, where I ended up, pursuing my career and all of that. I don't know if I should tell you where I work. Maybe somebody might come stalk me at my job. But I had always known since I was 9, I was a little kid, that I have always wanted to be something in healthcare, and healthcare just stuck with me till now. I'm young, I'm thriving, and I just knew that at a young age that I was going to be something. And now that I'm an adult, my family tell me all the time that they knew that I was something special. So it has always been healthcare since I was a little tot. And the older I got, the more it was like, oh, I want to be a doctor. And my cousin, at the time when I was living with her, kind of pushed me to go looking towards in nursing. She said, you got the nature for it. She was like, you're very kind, you're very helpful. She was just like, look into private practice nursing. At this time, I don't know nothing about private practice nursing or anything like that. And it just stuck since I was 16 that I'm gonna be a nurse. And here I am today, 4 years in my career, and I'm a nurse, and I'm still a nurse, and I'm going to continue to be a nurse until I retire at 75, I have these goals and plans already set in stone and everything. But she helped me choose where I wanted to be in healthcare. It was a physician, and then once I got into looking into nursing, it was it's a lot cheaper than going to school to be a physician. It's a lot less time. And I just decided to go to the prestigious Prairie View A&M University in Prairie View, Texas, where we as the Black HBCUs in Texas produce the best nurses. I just have to give my school a shout out, 100%. Prairie View was not my first choice of a nursing school. Was not. It was dead last on the list. Even though I have heard good things about the institution, I had heard horrible things about the institution too. And I was like, Prairie View will not be on my academic resume because this goes on at that school, that goes on at that school, this goes on at at school. Like, I was interested in a whole nother institution. And a tragedy happened in my family. My father passed away, and I had to be a little bit closer during that time that he was sick. So I was convinced to stay a little closer to home. And I'm happy that at the time, the people who were in my ear convinced me to stay close to home and attend Prairie View, because Prairie View has impacted my life in so many ways, especially as a Black woman and understanding my Black culture. Prairie View has definitely improved me as a woman. For sure. I have met wonderful people at Prairie View. I have made friends from Prairie View. I have managed to make colleagues from Prairie View. Like, all of that. Like, Prairie View has been a definite eye-opener for me when it comes to everything that's going on in it. And being from a HBCU, like, that's a real flex. Like, if I say that my patients ask me, so where did you graduate college from? Oh, I have to put the in front of, even though Prairie View don't have the in front of it, I have to put the in front of it, because that is like one of the top nursing schools in Texas. Like, they had molded me to be this most courageous nurse. Don't be afraid to, step out of the shadows. And all through nursing school, that's where I was at. I was in the shadows, but I was constantly learning. And I was doing my thing in nursing school. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. To my people who are out there, who are on my channel, who have subscribed to my channel and like my videos, like, it's not an easy road, but it is doable. I can honestly say that. Like, at the end, it is well worth it. And I just believe that Prairie View made me more of a compassionate nurse. Like, in all honesty, like, I'm gonna tell you this. One thing that Prairie View has taught me, besides my job, is that the patient care always comes first. I'm gonna tell you this. The first thing I did on my first day of clinical was change beds, change the beds, change diapers, feed patients. Because those are the patient needs. Like, a patient needs to be cleaned. A patient needs to be fed, And I think that put a little more compassion in my heart once I started, because I would see the nurses on the unit just pass it off to the nursing assistant. And it's just like, this is my patient too. This patient is my responsibility too. So I would be changing beds. I would be feeding the patient. I would be giving baths and changing diapers for my PCA, because that's what my institution instilled in me. And I say shout out to Prairie View, because some of my coworkers, they tell me, like, you are a very caring, compassionate, overachieving nurse. And I have stories for days for the time that I have been a nurse. So to all my people out there who are pursuing that, compassion is always first. Like, because these people, they're in the hospital. Sometimes they don't have the families to come see them. Just lend a heart. Like, make them feel like something. I graduated in 2016 from the College of Nursing, and those teachers there, they ain't nothing to really just, reckon with. Like, I would have to say the toughest teachers I had at Prairie View was Dr. Sheila Harvin and Dr. Debbie Jones. Like, they wasn't playing no games, okay? They was not playing with you. Like, I'm not gonna say they were strict, but they definitely had it to where you just had to be on your P's and Q's 100% all the time. Give you a story. My first day of clinical was with Dr. Debbie Jones, and she checked us from head to toe with our clinical outfit. Like, we had to wear these stupid tight compression stockings with the white clog shoes, and a whole white uniform. Like,
Rock that all white when I'm feeling godly.
this one dude, I can't remember his name right now, but this one guy did not have on white socks. And I mean, she's checking everybody. Pull your pants legs up. You got your watch on? You got your stethoscope? Like, she gets to this guy. He did not have on his white socks. And she was about to send him home because he did not have his complete uniform. And this security officer walks by and she sees the professor chastising this student. He literally was like, hey, you want my socks? Like, and he gave the boy his socks. They swapped socks so that he wouldn't go home from clinical. Like, that's how tough it is. Like, and thinking about it now in my current career, in my profession as a nurse, like, that just shows if you're ready or not. Like, are you prepared? Like, you need to be prepared because you come on this hospital unit and you're not prepared. You're bound to mess up. And I have gotten students, and I think I teach exactly like a Prairie View professor. Like I don't play no games. I'm testing you and your knowledge and what you know. And I'm going to tell you if you're right or wrong. And if you're wrong, I'm going to correct you and show you the right way. But as nurses, we need to be prepared, especially if you're going into the profession, 100%. Like, it's important to be prepared, especially when you don't know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Because this is an eating, like a real tough, hard profession. You have to be doing it for years for you to feel like you're riding a bicycle. And sometimes I feel like I am riding a bicycle, but then it's just like I fall off my bicycle sometimes. And I have to pick myself up and try it again. Like, it's not an easy going profession. Just know that. A month after I graduated, I took my nursing course. It was supposed to be delayed for 2 months, but because my job called me and said that I had, been employed with them, I had to take my boards early. And I mean, I was in there shitting bricks, like, child, like, oh my goodness. And it was just like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? But I took boards maybe around June. Yeah. On this exact day. Let me stop playing with y'all.
Did you play?
Okay. On this exact day, I did take boards and I passed boards. And I gotta take boards again because like I said, I'm going to advance my career. Like, it was not easy. It was not easy. And I studied and studied and studied and studied and studied. And what worried me was that because I wasn't an AB student in nursing school and I passed most of my theory classes with C's and clinicals with A's, and my GPA was like kind of like trying to balance itself out, like I was worried that I was not going to pass boards. Like, I was like that nervous that I was going to mess up or that I was going to get an outrageous number of questions until I, got it right. And as I'm sitting at that computer, it took me, almost 4 hours to take a 75 question exam. My test shut off at 75. And I sat at that desk, at that computer, taking my time and praying at the same time that, okay, God, please let me get this right. Like, I was studying every day, doing almost 200 to 300 questions in a day, every day until boards. Maybe a week before boards, I kind of slowed down. But as soon as I sat in that desk, like to take that test, it was like overwhelming, and it was a lot of anxiety. But God was sitting with me that whole time, because them questions just kept getting harder and harder and harder and harder. And then next thing you know, the test shuts off at 75. Boom. You are complete. You're done. Thank you. Your results will be posted in 48 hours. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the screen may have said at that time. Boom. So I leave out the exam, and I feel good. I feel good because it shut off at 75. And the rumor had been during that time while I was in nursing school, if it shuts off at 75, you pass. And on top of that, I had a bunch of select all that apply. So, okay, when it shut off at 75, I was like, okay, I think I passed. Do not believe that. Just because it shuts off at 75 for your boards, that does not necessarily mean you pass, okay? Okay. Don't ask me what's the algorithm from knowing you pass. Only thing you gotta do is just log on, pay your little money to see your results early, and it'll tell you pass fail. 75 questions does not mean that. So as I'm walking to my car, I feel good about, the exam, because it shut off at 75. Then as I'm driving, I started thinking about all the questions that I had. All the questions. And then I had a bunch of select all that apply. It was multiple select all that apply. And I started freaking the hell out. I'm on the phone at the time with someone, and they're asking me, hey, how was the exam? And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't think I passed. I had so many select all that apply. And I'm horrible. I am so trash at select all that apply. And I just started freaking out. I was like, I don't think I passed because I got so many select all that apply. And if you miss one, and you don't pass it all. I just started to freak. Literally freak out. And it took family and friends to try to calm me down and reassure me that everything was fine and that I did pass. 48 hours later, I am in the car waiting for someone to come out because I have to get in the car with me and stuff like that. So I'm just checking the results on my phone. Boom, 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 boom. And next thing you know, it says Margaret Wooten passed nursing board. And I just bust out in tears. I just had the tears streaming down my face, crying because I was officially a nurse. Oh my God, I passed. And I just was just crying and crying and crying. And I couldn't stop crying because I was so happy that I passed. And that's when doors just started opening. I started my career the next month, and then I had met wonderful people on my unit who are very supportive. And it's just man, another year. And here we are at 4 years. 4 years. And I am proud to call myself a Prairie View A&M University nurse. And I say it with so much greatness and so much courage. And I say it loudly because in Texas, we are one of the top nurses. And I just cannot express that enough. I'm going to keep saying it louder and over and louder and over, louder and over and over and over again. Okay? I have been employed on the same unit for the last 4 years. And I could say that it's changing. Maybe because I'm growing and I want to get out of where I'm at now and I want to transition into something else. But that's along the way as I'm pursuing my career. Don't ask me how I stayed on the same unit for 4 years, but it's definitely family oriented. Let's put it that way. It's definitely a orientation of love and care and giving. So that's why I stayed for 4 years. It's very rewarding. Your patients definitely appreciate everything that you do for them. Sometimes I can meet a person and they just read me. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like I don't have to say nothing about my life or where I came from. they just they just read me, and somehow they just know. I don't know how, but I have met some wonderful people who have somehow made me think about my life and how far I've come. Like, it's impacting very much. It has definitely impacted my life and made me realize what I'm blessed to have, and what at the time when I was growing up, what I was not blessed to have. And to have this life, and to have this career it's a blessing coming down on me. And I just appreciate everything that God has presented in my life. Currently right now, I am further pursuing my career as a family nurse practitioner, and let's just say that I'm back in nursing school, dealing with the same stuff that I was dealing with, trying to manage a social life and work and figure my family life out. But now it's a lot more responsibility now, because I live on my own. I don't live with my parents anymore, and I have bills to pay. So guess what? I got to get my black behind up and go to work every day. I work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and I mean, sometimes it can be very exhausting. Very exhausting. But it's worth everything that you put into it. And I always tell everybody, my career was never about the money. It was about the heart that I put into it. I don't care that nurses make this X amount of money a year. Like, okay, yeah, that's a luxury. That is absolutely a luxury. But I have so much heart that the money doesn't mean anything to me. But in my next life of the career, just know that I'm negotiating my pay. But even then, if I can't get what I want, I'm still willing to take whatever. Like, just know that when it comes to this career, it's a challenge, but you have to be able to stick to that challenge. Like, always want to protect your license, always want to protect your integrity and your well-being. I would tell you the negative downsides of nursing, but I just want to be uplifting right now, because I have made it to 4 years on this wonderful unit. I have a manager who is very supportive. I have a team, Mel, Ebony, like, y'all are so encouraging, and y'all let me know that y'all are with me every step of the way. And I really, really, really appreciate that. Like, my co-workers have my back 100% of the time when I need them. And I just appreciate it over these last 4 years, especially with Melanie, because she's the charge nurse on our unit. And I work on the orthopedic unit for Methodist Hospital. And she has taught me a lot. Over the 4 years that I have met her, known her, she has guided me. Like, I'm like her little baby on the unit. Like, she be ready to fight for me when things go down 100%. That's why I say you need a team. You definitely need a team. In nursing, it's not just this one person alone. You can't do it by yourself. Like, as a nurse for 4 years, I don't know everything. So I'm always learning, and I'm always asking questions. And sometimes I'll get a little too confident in myself. And then I have to, like, hold myself back and humiliate myself. I have to give myself some type of humility, because it's just like, you don't know everything. But my career has been the most successful so far, and I just thank God. Like it's here, it's right now. Like, you're still guiding me, you're still turning me, you're still showing me. Like, it's definitely a very, very, very great place to be when you want to give back, when you want to do something good. But I am a mentor to the younger people in my family, they look up to me a great much. Like, I am the second graduate out of my immediate family. I am the first graduate out of my brothers and sisters. And for my family to look at me like I'm this picture perfect woman that I set a stepping stone for the next generation. They call me for advice. They ask me how my career is, what my patients are like. Like, for my family to do that, that makes me more proud of myself, because I who would have known that I would have been here besides God? Like, who would have known that? I could have been just like everybody else, like getting by. But because I have so much motivation and ambition, especially ambition, I was just like, I don't want to be the same. I want to do something different. I want to be better. And here I am, 4 years later, I'm still growing as a healthcare profession. It's like a birthday, you know? It's definitely like a birthday that I get to celebrate on this day. So I'm taking myself out to dinner, having a couple of drinks, because it's a celebration. Celebration. It's a celebration. Yes, I am celebrating tonight, because every year that I become a nurse, I'm going to celebrate with the glory of God for one, and a fat ass steak for two. Like, yes, absolutely. Continue to subscribe to my channel, 100% like this video, and I'll see you next time.